Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT. Our loop of New York is almost complete for the week as we close out with the show in the Hammerstein Ballroom. It has been one interesting week for the other three rosters, and now it is time for NXT to have its turn. And let's be honest, NXT in itself has a big night tonight. We already know about one match that has taken place, because that is a title match, and we'll be seeing it right away here. No one talking about anything, no business to get hand before. We're going to be getting right into it right here tonight. Pete Dunne gets his shot at the NXT Global Championship, held by Kurt Angle. These two men do not like each other one bit. These two men have business to settle in that ring, and that title is going to be on the line. The Bruiserweight wants the belt from Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle looks to overcome Pete Dunne himself. It is going to be a personal match between these two men, one that goes back as far as TakeOver San Antonio, and one that will be settled here tonight. I, for one, am certainly looking forward to it. But then we have to talk about the main event as well, and the main event is certainly an intriguing one. After what we saw last week, the dismantling of the Macho Man Randy Savage, so much so that Savage has been declared... Done is the easiest way of putting it. Savage has been declared finished. Last week was the end of the Macho Man Randy Savage in this universe. No more will we see the Macho Man around, and that angered one man especially. Broken Matt Hardy is going to try and get revenge on the NXT champion. Two minds that do not click, two minds that are not 100% all there sometimes, but one mind that always has the punishment and the pain and the torturing of his victims going through it, and that belongs to the NXT champion. Matt Hardy and Coren in the main event here tonight. That one's going to be ugly. But we're going to kick things off with this big-time matchup. Pete Dunne, Kurt Angle. Let's get into it. Well, here we go. Let's not mess around any longer. Let's not wait for this any longer. Let's get right into the swing of things here on NXT. It has been kicked off big time with the NXT Global Championship being defended. Pete Dunne fought for this chance. He won this chance in a triple threat matchup. And now he gets to have his chance. But the big question is it the Bruiserweight's time? Has all of his cockiness, has all of his confidence over these last few weeks and even to an extent months, are they all going to pay off here tonight? And is he going to walk out of the Hammerstein Ballroom, the new NXT Global Champion? He heads towards the ring in a complete state of, well, almost usualness for Pete Dunne. He feels overly confident, he looks overly confident, and in a way he kind of deserves to be overly confident because of his in-ring ability, but he needs to realize who he's sharing that ring with. He is in the ring with arguably one of the greatest technical wrestlers to ever do the game. Arguably ever one of the best mat wrestlers, if not the best mat wrestler there has ever been. An Olympic gold medalist for a reason, but that doesn't click through Pete Dunne's mind. No, what clicks through Pete Dunne's mind is the last time he shared a ring with Kurt Angle, he had him laying down on the mat with a bitter end. Back at NXT TakeOver San Antonio, he laid him out, he left him there, and he was the one holding up the Global Championship. Angle retained, of course, by way of a disqualification, but Pete Dunne was the one holding the title at the end of it all. Now, though, can Dunne hold that title and have his name attached to it as well? Can it actually be his championship? That is what we come to find out in this very moment. Dunne is certainly looking eager to compete here. Dunne is certainly looking eager to show that it is his time, his title. Whether or not that'll become a reality, though, this match will give us the answer to it. Dunne's certainly feeling confident right now as he awaits the arrival of his opponent. And here he comes. Look at that reaction there. The scowl from Pete Dunne at the reaction of that music. But here is the global champion, Kurt Angle, comes towards the ring for this one. Angle has been global champion now for almost just over 5 months, I believe, actually. Having won that championship, I believe, at some point in September. Now, though, Kurt Angle gets ready and gets prepared to do battle here to defend that championship once more. He's defended the belt against Dunne before, but that was in the birth of his reign. Now, some ways into being the NXT Global Champion. Kurt Angle has a job to do to defend that belt week in and week out, or however often he defends it. He has a job to be the champion, certainly, week in and week out. And he is not going to let Pete Dunne take that belt away. We saw Angle give him the warning last week. It is time to put up or shut up. And Kurt Angle knows that when he's in that ring and he gets in his zone, you really do want to shut up, because you don't want to be getting on the wrong side of Kurt Angle. Pete Dunne, though, just watching on right now. Angle was holding that belt up right in front of him. But Pete Dunne did not bite. That is, of course, what it is for as we get ready for this one. These two men staring each other down as we get ready for this NXT Global Championship matchup to start things off. Look at that glare from Pete Dunne. He was using whatever facial reaction he can to almost look down upon Kurt Angle, to scowl at him. He's trying to play those mind games early on this man. But Kurt Angle has been through far more than Pete Dunne. Kurt Angle's been through far more wars, far more battles. He's not going to let the mannerisms of Pete Dunne phase him. Pete Dunne's got to do far more. He's going to have to hit more than one bitter end, that's for certain, if he wants to take that title away from Kurt Angle. You see there's no holding up the belt. There's no celebrating with it, just looking at it. Just taking a moment to soak it in. Could it be the last time that Kurt Angle looks at that belt as while he is the champion? Is Pete Dunne about to capture that Global Championship to start things off here in NXT? That is what we have come to find out. Dunne is ready. Angle, look at the determination in his eyes. The bell rings. We are underway, and immediately Pete Dunne is going to take the road to get out of here. Dunne almost knows what he wants to do here against Angle, and he took a cheap road there as well. Waited for Angle to slide in and tried to use it to gain an advantage, and that has certainly worked here. Uppercut there, and Angle goes down. It is Pete Dunne who has seized early control by playing with the mind of Kurt Angle, and here comes the wrestling abilities of the Bruiserweight. Let's see what he will do here. Look at those boots there, right in the face of Kurt Angle over and over again. He goes at him, but Angle finally with a counter. Oh, this is going to hurt you. Capture suplex, up and over you go. Kurt Angle now finally with an opportunity to get his hands on Pete Dunne. And he's trying to look to make him pay. Dunne, though, able to create a tiny bit of separation, but it didn't work out. To the legs with a dragon screw. You can tell right from the get-going that these two men don't like each other. But it's all about what kind of, for as much as they don't like each other, this is still a match and there's still a title on the line. They've got to try and work out a game plan to how they're going to beat their opponent and become champion. We've seen Angle go after the legs a little bit thus far. Pete Dunne kind of just going after anything, and I guess he can when it comes to the bitter end. That's what makes it that little bit easier of a move to hit. He can wear down everything. Angle has to wear down the legs, but you wear down the legs and you're taking away a lot of Pete Dunne's core speed that he possesses. And his ability to hold a man up there in the air, quite like this with that overhead belly to belly by Kurt Angle. Pete Dunne retreating away once more. But Angle follows suit here. Uh-oh, on the outside, German suplex. All the talk and all the actions that Pete Dunne has used now comes to a head here in this contest. Angle with an STO there again, and Pete Dunne is feeling it right now. Good counter though by Dunne, slips out of that one. And you know that on the outside, Dunne ain't afraid to use anything to his advantage. Into the steel guardrail there, and back in. And quickly into the cover. Dunne hoping he's done something to try and get closer to becoming champion. Angle showing he's still got a long, long way to go. Oh, what a forearm there, though. What a forearm by Pete Dunne, and now trapping the arm of Kurt Angle. Trying to maybe make sure that Angle can't pull as hard on the ankle lock. But Kurt Angle quickly gets himself out of that one. Oh, Angle had him there. He was looking for the suplexes, but Dunne moved out of the way. Drop toe hold now. That was genius there by Pete Dunne. Look at these now. These strikes loading in on Kurt Angle. The speed of Dunne to move out of the way, and now he's making Kurt Angle pay. Big sit-out powerbomb. Can it bring the TV title to the Bruiserweight? That gives us a quick indication that no, it will not. Oh, but maybe this will. The forearm. Pete Dunne now with a bitter end. Will this do it? 1, 2. No. Angle kicked out and at an early 2 as well. Pete Dunne is not champion yet. That's for certain. And took too long there trying for that elbow drop. Angle found his opportunity back in this one, and he's taking full advantage of it. Up in a power slam in the corner. Running power slam back down. Kurt Angle now getting fired up. Oh, Angle going to go up in the second rope, yeah. And caught him. Cover that follows. Is this enough to retain the title for him? I think that was Angle's first cover on Dunne this whole match. Angle has taken a little while to get going here, but now the Olympic Wrestling machine is getting all sorts of fired up. Pete Dunne could be in big trouble here. Moves out of the way of the double axe handle. Went for some sort of flying forearm, and oh, look at the strength of Angle to hit that one. Now Angle is starting to feel it. And this could be where the downfall of Pete Dunne comes into question. Dunne says no. Great agility there to hit that Hurricanrana. This is heated between these two men. You can almost feel how personal it is. They are trying to bring out whatever moves they can to hurt their opponent. Buckle bomb by Pete Dunne. And to the top rope now. A little bit uncharacteristic for Pete Dunne to go up here. Double foot stomp in the gut. He goes for the cover after it. Dunne hoping it's enough. Angle says no. But look at this. Pete Dunne just stays on his MO. Keeps targeting Kurt Angle. Whatever he can, he's targeting it. But look at how quickly Angle counters out there. Dunne may have been going through too much too soon and could be wearing himself out. Hard uppercut there. Angle's going to go to the top rope. You know what's coming. Will he hit it though? Kurt Angle with a moonsault to Dunne. And the cover after it with 1. Whoa, Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne kicked out at 1 there. God, there is a lot of fighting Pete Dunne, that's for certain. Almost turning this into a stand-up performance here for him, but he's still got to become global champion for this to be a success. What a counter by Kurt Angle. Slipped his way out of that double underhook suplex there to the best of his abilities. But can he capitalize on it here? He's got Dunne right where he wants him. Kurt Angle. Oh, he's going for the ankle. The ankle lock is locked in here. Locks it in. Traps his legs around it. There's nowhere for Dunne to go. And there may be no choice but to tap. Angle said put up or shut up. And Pete Dunne may be shutting up after this one. Dunne though refusing to give in. And kicking. And mauling his way out of this one. Hangs him out to dry there with the stun gun, and Kurt Angle once again looks to close it out here. Dunne is still kicking out early. Angle keeps wrenching on the neck there. Perhaps next in line may well be the angle slam to try and close this one out. In the turnbuckle, hard elbow by Pete Dunne. Looks for some kind of slam there. Angle counters it, reverse DDT. And Pete Dunne now retreats to the outside. Dunne has him. You're looking for some kind of power bomb maybe. Uh-oh. Angle counters it and back drops him onto the thin padding. Big forearm there. And oh, there's a lot of power put into that Irish whip. Pete Dunne is the one in control as they go back in. He's feeling something here. Oh, the step up enziguri. That could be the call. That could be the call. Dunne wants it. Dunne wants it. Dunne could get it here. Dunne now has Angle set up, looking for that better elbow. Wait, Big Show! Where did Big Show come from in all of this? Show who's been out since TakeOver San Antonio, who faced Big Show, who faced Angle for the Global Championship. Before Dunne intervened, he just came out here and just flattened both men. Oh no, Show has now got what he came here for, it seems. Pete Dunne is in the clutches now of the Big Show. Angle retreated. Angle was sent rolling out of the ring, but Big Show came here for the real prize. Big Show came here for the bruiserweight, and that's exactly what he's getting his hands on. Showstopper by Show. Even though Dunne didn't lay a finger on him, a takeover. It's the man who he's come for here. The knockout blow. The KO punch to Pete Dunne has flattened him. Big Show is more than proud of himself here, but where the hell do we go from here? Dunne, Angle and Show all want to stake a claim for that Global Championship. Well, I have no idea what to make of any of this anymore. It seems as if there's one hell of a triangle going on, and the NXT Global Championship is stuck in the center of it. But I don't know where we go from there. Big Show is back though, after his month and a bit on the shelf, and he made sure to come for both men. More importantly though, Pete Dunne over Kurt Angle. Who knows what the mindset was for Show to do that? The sooner explained, the better. But we're gonna have to move on here. Kurt Angle, of course, retains the NXT Global Championship. The match was ruled a no contest, but we are going to we're gonna see Kurt Angle still as the global champion, but I don't know where we go from there after that. That's all I can say. Anyway, we're gonna move on here to our next contest. Cedric Alexander, one-on-one against Pentagon Jr. Two men, both in kind of troubling times in NXT. Both men could do with a win here. Pentagon Jr. as of late has been racking up a good couple of losses. Of course, his most recent loss, I believe, came to what was it? It came to Kushida in the King of the Ring qualifiers, I believe. So that was certainly an interesting one. It was, you know, it was a tough loss for Pentagon Jr. He seemed to be closing in on a victory, and then it just kind of stemmed away from him. He didn't get the victory that he oh so desired, but now he's here tonight to inflict some punishment and some hurting onto Cedric Alexander. And this could be a matchup that could very well bring about a victory for Pentagon Jr. Unlike Kushida, who of course was on a bit of a roll before he got his win over Pentagon Jr., Cedric Alexander not so much. He's just kind of been, like Pentagon Jr., just kind of lingering around in NXT. Not really doing that much of note. And as a result, that could give Pentagon Jr. the chance to pick up a win here, and he ain't even going to let his entrance finish before going after him. The mind games, or the way in which Pentagon Jr. goes about that careless attitude of his, always looking to try and jump the gun in some way, just came flying out there on Cedric Alexander. Oh, this ain't looking good for Cedric right now. He's in a bit of trouble on the outside here. Pentagon Jr. had something in mind there. Thank God Cedric got himself out of it. On the outside with someone like Pentagon Jr., it can be oh so dangerous. Back in the ring, here we go. The bell rings, we're underway, and take a look at that schoolboy super kick by Pentagon Jr. And here we go now. This match finally underway between these two men. Cedric Alexander's got to deal with that cheap shots to start off this matchup. He's looking kind of alright now in the response. Downward spiral there. Can Cedric Alexander get a few more things going here against Pentagon Jr.? Not going to happen there. He rolls out of the way. Misses with the drop kick though. Cedric trying to prove that you're going to have to do a lot more than just a throw into the barricade to put him down. But that is where the strength of Pentagon Jr. will come into the play. And now he starts to wrestle his style of matchup here. Now he gets to do what he wants to do to his opponent. Just like Kurt Angle in the match prior, into the turnbuckle, down with a running power slam. All focused on the back of Cedric Alexander in the early goings thus far. Over the shoulder powerbomb there. Another move to the back, but it's an early kick out by Alexander that keeps him in this one. Cedric able to fight out, jawbreaker, and oh, good, look a little jumping move there. Kind of like Peyton did from Shelton Benjamin. Up on the top rope, here goes Cedric Alexander now. Crossbody to Pentagon Jr. Fighting back. And fighting back hard is Cedric Alexander in this one. But that is denied by Pentagon Jr., who sends him up and over the top rope now. And oh, this ain't going to do him good. Hung out here to dry with an elevated DDT. No way to protect himself as well. So quick on the way down. Moonsault there by Pentagon Jr. And again, he goes after the back there. Again, honing in on it. Backstabber now. And Cedric Alexander is in quite a bit of trouble here at the clutches of Pentagon Jr. The strikes from this man coming in now. The dangerous shots that this man is known for. But Cedric able to fight back there. He's going to the outside though with Pentagon Jr. This may not be his smartest idea. Pentagon Jr. though decides to send them back into the ring here. Very interesting for him to do something like that. And here comes some more shots raining in. Kicks now. Cedric though, is out of it. And Cedric has him locked in here. Suplex, cradle neckbreaker, fisherman style neckbreaker even. Right into the cover he goes. Pentagon's leg though underneath the bottom rope. But look at this fiery attitude again from Cedric Alexander. He won't cave in here to Pentagon Jr. at all. He has used that attack at the start of this matchup and it has fired him up throughout it. Springboard lariat there, but he didn't get all of it. Definitely did not crack all of what he wanted. But can Cedric look for what he wants to close out this matchup? Yes, he can, because here it is. Slumbar check. Take a look at that on Pentagon Jr. Could this be the fight back from the cheap shot that Cedric needed to win? He's not going for the cover yet. Moonsault off the second rope. Cedric looks like he wants to do more to close this one out. Side headlock here on Pentagon Jr. And look at how quickly, though, Pentagon Jr. got out of it. Maybe it was for the best that Cedric didn't try to put that one away. Up and over the top rope he goes. Oh, here comes that elevated DDT again for Cedric. Planted down on his head. Pentagon Jr. goes into the cover now. Is he done with Cedric Alexander here? Not quite yet, it seems. And that stretching the arms back now. Just wrenching on them as that knee digs into the back. This is a painful move when executed by anyone, but even worse when executed by someone the likes of Pentagon Jr. Counter though by Cedric again. Up on the shoulders here. Fireman's carry. Oh, Pele kick. Can he keep himself going though into the cover? Took a lot of time before going for it. And that was what enabled the early kick out for Pentagon Jr. Moves out of the way, rolls him up now. Will he take this victory over Cedric Alexander? There's 2 and a kick out. And look at how quickly Cedric responded there, though. Running neck breaker. And again, Pentagon Jr. is in big trouble. He's going to go for it, and he's going to get it again. Lumbar check. That, in my eyes, is enough to close out this matchup, but Cedric Alexander seems to think no. He wants to try and make Pentagon Jr. feel a level of embarrassment. Indian deathlock applied here. He wanted to add more before he finished the job. Cover on Pentagon Jr., who after 2 lumbar checks was unable to kick out. Cedric Alexander is your winner in this one. And he vanquished the threat that was Pentagon Jr. after having overcame a pre-match attack by him. Well, I talked about the losses that Pentagon Jr. had sustained, and another one goes his way. Cedric Alexander thankful enough to pick up a victory there, and hopefully for him, that means he can go somewhere with it. Though that being said, that may not be the case. NXT is a very tough division to try and break into with all the talent that we have on this roster. But can Cedric Alexander make the most of this form? We'll find out. Anyway, we're going to move on to our next contest here. Following this one, we saw her singles debut last week against one half of the iconic duo in Peyton and Royce. Now she takes on the other half, Toni Storm and Billie Kay. You know, if last week is anything to go by, this is going to be a very worrying situation for Billie Kay. The iconic duo comes out together here in full force, but I wouldn't imagine the woman on the right is on high spirits, and maybe not the same for the woman on the left as well, after seeing how quickly she was torn apart. Billie Kay now has to take care of Toni Storm. Let's not remember, though, Billie Kay, let's not forget, rather, should I say, that it was only a little bit ago that Billie Kay was almost NXT Women's Champion at TakeOver San Antonio. Of course, she went one-on-one against Kairi Sane in a very tough matchup and came out on the losing end, but only just. Now, though, this time, in this matchup, she looks to become the winner and end Toni Storm's hopes of having a successful start, or rather a successful continuation to her NXT career. You see as she makes her way out here. The reaction in the ring from Billie Kay certainly told a story in itself, but Toni Storm does not care about that as she heads towards the ring. She is in high spirits here in the Hammerstein Ballroom for one simple and easy to read mindset. She gets to go in that ring again and compete once more and prove herself to be the talent that she has been proclaimed to be throughout the world. And I wonder, can she tear apart Billie Kay as quickly as she did Peyton Royce last week? Maybe so. Of course, we can't forget when it comes to the NXT Women's Division, though, that while it is great to see the light that is Toni Storm, she is, of course, not the #1 contender to the NXT Women's Championship. That is Tessa Blanchard, who last week, of course, laid out Kairi Sane. This game is fucking retarded. No! And does Trifecta look set to try and get there? Or is Trifecta look set to try and get the NXT Women's Championship away from Kairi Sane and onto Tessa Blanchard? That is a topic for another day. That is a topic for when Sane, Blanchard, or anyone really from Trifecta is in that ring. As for right now, though, it is Toni Storm and Billie Kay going at it. Wrenched on the arm there did Toni Storm, and now she goes to work. Take a look at the strength of this woman right from the get-go. Capture suplex there. Up and over for Kay. She's in trouble once again. Like Peyton Royce last week. She's in big trouble. Toni Storm is having her way with her here. From the moment this bell has rung. For the flying forearm in the corner there. Not to show what happened, but the second time round definitely countered by Billie Kay. Whoa, what a reversal there to that shoulder tackle. Hard drop kick in the back now by Storm, and she continues going to work here, but Billie Kay trying to slither out there and gain herself a bit of an advantage. Nice move here, electric chair. And this may be the opening that Billie Kay needs here in this one. Or not, as she's flipped up and over. Or definitely or not, as she is caught with another hard clothesline there. Single underhook suplex now. It is not looking good for the former #1 contender to the NXT Women's Championship, that's for certain. Off the ropes, but she moves out of the way of the dropkick. But you're just seeing here how easy Toni Storm is finding it to be in control of this one. Maybe a bit of commentator's curse there as Kay got herself out of the way of that one and hits a hard headbutt. Certainly been more of a test for Billie Kay. For Toni Storm this week than it was last. Billie Kay showing why she was a #1 contender for that NXT Women's Championship. Why she has 3 non-title victories over Kairi Sane to boot. Quick counter though by Storm. Uh-oh. Snap German suplex. What a counter by Kay. She's in position as she gets the big boot. Whoa! Could this be a huge upset? No! Wow, that came out of nowhere. That really came out of nowhere there. Billie Kay almost had Toni Storm right where she wanted her. And as Peyton Royce tried to help out her fellow Iconic Duo member, it didn't work out because Storm has regained control within this matchup. That big boot has not phased her one bit. Here come the uppercuts now, raining in. The work to the jaw begins. Kay looking to get the hell out of it here, but rolls out the wrong way. Peyton Royce ain't there to save you. Toni Storm, however, is there to put more hurting on you. Into the barricade, back into the ring. I do hope the trifecta are watching this very closely and they're realizing who an opponent of theirs can be. They're realizing how dangerous Toni Storm can really be. Oh, went for something there. Had a waist lock on Billie Kay, but it was a counter by Kay and a back suplex of her own there. Really making this match tough for Toni Storm. Under the cover she goes, hoping it's enough to finish this one off. It is not. Far from it, in fact. Let's see what else she'll do here. Billie Kay with a diving fist drop right now. She has more than held her own against Toni Storm. Don't think that this is Storm performing, Storm underachieving. This is a tough opponent for her to take on in Billie Kay. Peyton Royce now getting involved. This may be not the smartest idea. And she pays for it there with a back suplex. Toni Storm should have known better there. Maybe it's her youth and inexperience that brought about that. Or maybe she did want to play possum because now she's got Kay on the outside. And she flattens her down into the mat. Up to the feet, back into the ring here. Royce can only watch on as this is on its way. The same fate as she felt last week. Strong zero by Toni Storm. And that one, if ever I've seen it, should close this one out. Cover here, and the counter follows, but Royce gets involved. Royce trying to defend her partner, and Storm will make her pay for that. Digging a knee into the back, wrenching here with a jaw lock, making Billie Kay look at Peyton Royce as she has it locked in, but she can't get the submission with it. Peyton Royce really handed her iconic duo member a lifeline there, and Billie Kay now has to capitalize on it to the best of her abilities. Can she do just that though? Seems not, because there's a counter by Storm and a hard uppercut that follows it. Storm has her now. This time the snap German suplex connects. Kay is in the ropes, however, but she may have no way to escape the next upcoming move. Her neck is going to be sore after this one, because it's coming into landing again. Another one for you. Strong zero. If Royce knew what was better for her iconic duo member, she'd stay out of this one and let the match end. Cover, count, 2. Oh my goodness, Billie Kay kicked out. Oh, now she may pay for it though. Arm triangle applied. Locked in here on Kay. But Kay won't cave in. She won't give in by any stretch. And Billie Kay going to any extreme to try and win here, using the ropes, but that did not work out. Storm able to counter it quickly. Club is out of the back there. Pump handle, Uranagi, but Billie Kay again able to counter. This has been a super competitive women's matchup. Toni Storm there unable to hang on. Fatigue maybe getting the best of her. Snapmare and a kick to the back to follow suit. Oh, these two women are really wearing each other out here. I imagine Storm was hoping it would be far easier than this, but it has certainly not been the case. Alright, that looked interesting. Off the ropes there. Double leg drop now. How has Storm been unable to finish this one? I don't know. There's a counter by Billie Kay. And, oh, what a power bomb by Toni Storm. And once again, she'll look to try and close this one out. Oh my god, what am I looking at here? Jesus, like an inverted figure 4 applied to Billie Kay now. But still she can't get the job done. Billie Kay is giving Toni Storm a right run for her money here, and Storm though is still able to kick out early enough, but she might not kick out of this one. This could be on its way. Big boot. Oh no, it's countered. And it's countered into for a third time. Strong zero. God, that has got to end it. What a back and forth ending to this matchup, but please let this be the end. Cover, count, 2. No, she's still kicking out. And Toni Storm is almost questioning herself now. How does she win this one? She's going to go for it again. She digs the knee in the back. If she can't get the pin, she's hunting for that submission. This time it works. Billie Kay couldn't hang on any longer. Storm finally finishes the job. That was a tough matchup for Toni Storm. A very tough victory as well. But she got it. By hook or by crook, she was able to be victorious in that one. Billie Kay, however, proving that even though she didn't become the NXT Women's Champion on that night of TakeOver, she was still one of the toughest and one of the strongest and one of the hardest to defeat in this NXT Women's Division. Great match there by both women. Really went to show, though, how hard Toni Storm is fighting to make a name for herself. And with an opponent like that, it certainly proved the message to be true. We'll move on to our next contest in just a moment, but before that, we are going to be hearing from the wife of the Miracle, or rather, he's no longer known as that. We are going to be hearing from the wife of Mike Kanellis. Maria here will speak on behalf of her husband as to why he did what he did last week, intervening in the match between Tyler Bate and Velveteen Dream, granting Dream the victory. You will hear that up next. Here she comes towards the ring. Mike Kanellis not here in any sense whatsoever as she heads towards the ring here. But what has Maria got to say? She was certainly more than happy to speak on behalf of her husband, but I wonder what she will say about this as a whole. It was very interesting to see what we did see last week, to see Mike Kanellis coming out of here, and Maria has got right to the point. Well, first explaining that Mike Bennett doesn't want to be here because he doesn't want to have his night ruined by looking at these horrible people. But it's okay because Maria can come out here and she can save the night. But it is time to talk turkey. Why did he do what he did last week? Well, in Maria's eyes, it's simple, and the fact that no one else can see is just blindingly stupid. Harsh words. She did what she did to Tyler. He did what he did to Tyler Bate because in the mind of Mike and Maria, a guy like Tyler Bate is just overrated. Why does all the attention go to Bate? Bate is just an overrated little twerp who doesn't know where he belongs. Not sure I agree with that one. Why pay attention to a guy like Bate when you can be seeing one of the best in-ring competitors of all time in Mike Kanellis? And if you don't like it, learn to live with it, because that's what we've come to do on NXT. Well, Mike and Maria Kanellis are certainly not here to make any friends in this roster. Maria left it short and simple. They did what they did just because they don't like Tyler Bate, essentially. Very interesting that something like that would be the reason for it. Well, we heard the words right from the mouth of Maria Kanellis, and there's got to be some element of truth to it, I imagine. That is what they believe. That is why they did it, and it is as simple as that. Wonder what Tyler Bate has to make of that all, now that he has heard their reasoning for it. But anyway, that'll be a topic for another week. As we get ready for this tag team matchup, for the first time in a little while, we see these guys in action. Heavy Machinery going to be going up against SAnitY here in tag team action. These two men have been pushed by the wayside a little bit. A bit of a shame. Was really big on Heavy Machinery, but then the whole SAnitY DCC American Alpha situation kicked off, and there was just kind of no place for them to turn to when that whole malarkey started. Now, though, of course, with SAnitY as the #1 contenders to the tag team titles, it is Heavy Machinery who look to try and put an upset to them on the way to TakeOver. Maybe try to make it another tag team turmoil matchup. That's, of course, a matter far easier said than done. SAnitY, though, preparing to come to the ring for this tag team matchup. They saw American Alpha last week defeating the team of Big Cass and Pete Dunne. Well, now they look for a win themselves to return the favor, to return the message, basically. Simply put as it can be. And here come the trio. That is SAnitY. Eric Young leading them out, Killian Dane on the left, and Sawyer Fulton just behind. SAnitY has been poised on one thing really since it came here from the very start, and that has been the NXT Tag Team titles. In just a few short weeks, an NXT TakeOver Orlando, they get that shot that they've been waiting for. No distractions to come, no DCC to intervene, no separate tag team to worry about. It is just going to be SAnitY and American Alpha settling the business they started back at TakeOver Toronto. And it is as simple as that. You see the look upon the face of SAnitY as they come towards the ring. They want to get this one over and done with as soon as possible. They have been racking up the wins as of late. Meanwhile, Heavy Machinery have been waiting by the wayside. Let's see, though, what SAnitY can do with this opportunity. Question is, given that last week was a bit of a tough matchup in some ways for the team of American Alpha. Let's see if SAnitY can make an easier job out of it than what American Alpha were able to do. They certainly are looking confident right now. Eric Young leading the charge. Then you just see his brute to his left. Dane just standing there, watching on as he prepares for the battle here. Fulton will be at ringside, and it's going to be Otis Dozovic kicking things off against Eric Young. Killian Dane, the most like both men, of course, but you see in terms of height, Dozovic and Eric Young, one and the same, really. Oh, God, just slammed him down there. That was like a bear hug spine buster. Get ready to see a lot of this from Heavy Machinery. A lot of strength being demonstrated. Deadlift, gut wrench suplex with ease. Otis Dozovic got that one, but a distraction here by Sawyer Fulton, and Eric Young will take full responsibility, full capitalizing. Almost closed out on a win for SAnitY there in mere moments. But it has created an opening for EY to take control. Sawyer Fulton there, working well. Can that distraction give SAnitY the opening they need to try and close out this match as quickly as possible? The last thing they want is a long match and to get hurt on the path to take over. Dozovic there, had him up on the top rope, countered now, and big time crossbody by EY into the cover that follows it. Is this enough to close them out? No. Dozovic powered his way out of that cover there. But again, Eric Young sends him into the turnbuckle, rushes in right after it, and the tag is made. Here comes the Brute now to deal with the massive Heavy Machinery. Killian Dane in, and immediately the strength is coming out to play as well. Stomping and kicking here. I note this. Dozovic is certainly not in safe hands right now. There's a wasteland cannonball sent on that follows it. And with a 300+ pounder like Dane coming down on you like that, that is going to hurt you no matter who you are. All about hoisting him up on his shoulders and bringing him down, showing off his huge strength. Death Valley driver, and denies again Dozovic the chance to tag in. Oh God, the running crossbody there by Killian Dane. God, that one struck from out of left field. And he sends Dozovic in the corner because he's looking to wrap this one up already. Could it be this quick? Is this one hell of a warning message? Ulster Plantation. But EY entered too early there. Referee telling him to get out of the ring. Now he goes in for the count though. Tucker Knight only watching on. It was still enough to finish the job. God, think about that. Think about how quickly they just dealt with business there. Heavy Machinery are usually one of the hardest hitting guys in the tag team division. They're usually one of the toughest to overcome. You've usually got to throw your whole mass at them. Ask American Alpha. They've had to do it before. SAnitY just pummeled through them like they didn't even exist. Or more importantly, Killian Dane pummeled through them like he didn't even exist. Tucker Knight didn't even get in that match. The moment Dane came in, that one was over. And if that's how Dane can act in this one, imagine what he'll be like at TakeOver. Imagine how he will take it to American Alpha. And if this result is anything to go by, it may be more one-sided than we could have originally thought heading into NXT TakeOver Orlando. That one has to send a bit of worry into American Alpha. I would have to say that is the case. But anyway, we're going to move on now. It is time for our main event. It is time for this to be a worrying time, to say the least. Matt Hardy, broken Matt Hardy after losing Macho Man last week, now has gone into a fit of rage and wants a piece of the NXT champion. Matt Hardy may be broken, but after this, he may be shattered as he goes against Coren. I wonder what is going through Matt Hardy's head as he comes towards the ring here. How do you prepare for something like this? How do you get yourself in the mindset that you are ready for something like this? I do not know the answer to that question. Maybe Matt Hardy does. Probably not even knowing his mindset. He comes out here, ready for the action. Is he ready, though, for... He's here. He's here already. Is he ready for this man? Coren from behind on Matt Hardy. For the second week in a row, he jumps the gun and goes after his opponent. He is not interested in this little debacle. He's not interested in the charade of dealing with the Broken Kings. He is looking to quickly close out business as easy as he can and move on to things that matter to the NXT champion. He said a few weeks ago that he wanted to dismantle Hiroshi Tanahashi, and now he seems firmly set on making that the reality that he wants it to be. Hardy and Savage are nothing to him. And he is trying to get that message across as quickly as possible. The thought of respect is not one that has once ever trickled through the mind of Coren. And nor will it ever. Hardy trying to fight here against Coren, but that ain't going to happen. That's for certain. Coren quick to counter, and oh no. Right down with that pile driver. Right to business and right to work on Matt Hardy here, just the way he likes it. Making sure that this man has no chance of fighting back. Down with a snap mid-air, up on the second rope now. Oh God! Matt Hardy is in big, big trouble right now at the clutches of the NXT champion. This man is looking now to torment Matt Hardy for the mistake he just made. We just looked at how quickly SAnitY were tore apart Heavy Machinery. Well, this one may go even faster. This one may not even be fit of the term main event. Coren used Savage as a beating stick. He used him to send a message. Hardy has just gotten in the way now, and he needs to be taken care of as quickly as possible. There's the double underhook brainbuster, and here comes the finishing blow, all ready to try and close this out. Hardy is nothing compared to Coren. In his eyes, clock strikes 12, and broken Matt Hardy has been taken care of quicker than he could even get himself in this matchup. In the cover we go. 2, 3. It is just that for the NXT champion. That is all he cares about. That is business done for the champion for the night. Down goes Matt Hardy. Wait, there's someone coming through the shadows. It's Tanahashi. Tanahashi's finally here after being laid out by Coren a few weeks ago, after being told he was next in his eyes. Tanahashi is bringing the fight to the champion. Finally there's someone standing up to this man. Hiroshi Tanahashi is not fearing him. And Coren did not anticipate this coming his way. Tanahashi now has the champ reeling. This is a perfect fight back here, and I am so glad to see it. Coren, though, evading him. Coren's running for it. Coren's running from Tanahashi.